Hello, so I'm directly following on from my previous video about the benefit of social interaction. I'm talking about friendship. As adults, we need to make an extra effort to make friends and to develop our friendships. Up until we're in our early to mid 20s or so, friends tend to be sort of thrown at us in school or in extracurricular activities, and it's different as adults because you've got to put in some actual work and make a bit of an effort. The beauty being that you also get a lot more choice and freedom with in the process of making friends. It can be a bit of a bitter pill to swallow to realize that an established friendship is simply someone who's been in your life for years, but we actually don't really perhaps enjoy the friendship or even want to be friends with that person. If all our friends were made out of forced situations like family, school, or work, instead of genuine similarities, then maybe we need to go on and find new fulfilling friendships, friendships that enrich us. But I mean, why bother though? What are the benefits of friendship? Well, in addition to the social interaction benefits that I mentioned in the previous video, which are plentiful, friends, raise your spirits and comforts you, in times of need. Friends can become an important backbone, a powerful support. They are the people who will celebrate with you and help you enjoy your successes. They also listen, advise, and support you if you hit a rough patch, helping you back onto your feet. True friends are there for you, no matter what. When the rain starts to fall, So friendships, develop your social skills. Most people that meet me, for example, tend to think I'm an extrovert because of my behavior and my manner in public circumstances. Yet it actually takes a lot of effort for me to get there in the first place, and the prospect of social events often makes me very anxious and quite uneasy. I'm much more introverted than people usually realize, that those who don't know me so well. And without friendships that sort of nudge me and push me out of my comfort zone a little bit and assist me in feeling more resilient and safe in my own skin, friends offer us this great opportunity to socialize and get out into the world, to experience stimulating places and people, and we develop our social skills as a result of that. Quality friendships, help you tune into reality FM. If someone needs to hear some truth, friends are well placed to offer up a reality check. If that friend has been inappropriate and needs to recognize something in themselves or others, true friends can offer some harsh truth because it's offered from a caring and well-meaning place in their heart. And friends tend to be honest, even with sensitive issues. Friendships with other couples can help your own relationship too. With the emergence of social media, many people create sort of idealized or fantastical ideas about romantic relationships. Spending time with other couples can help you see other relationships in reality. Likewise, going through sort of major life transitions together can give you insight, support, and understanding too. With marriage, with raising children, with balancing work-life commitments, to maintain relationships. These are all areas that can be helped as a result of sharing such experiences within friendships. Certainly I learned so much from my friends who are parents, who help reassure me, support me, guide me in a number of ways. Importantly, friendships improve our health and they advance longevity. So kind of in addition to the previous video, studies demonstrate older people, with quality friendships tend to live longer, healthier, happier lives than those without. Having a close-knit family circle can offer similar benefits in other ways, but usually becoming a caregiver is more of an obligation, whereas good quality friendships provide heightened joy and fulfillment with less of the strings attached. Muhammad Ali once said, "Friendship is the hardest thing in the world to explain. It's not something you learn in school, But if you haven't learned the meaning of friendship, you really haven't learned anything. And I love that because it places so much importance upon it. There's plenty of studies that have explained how we become healthier when we feel supported by others. It lowers blood pressure, better hormone function, stronger immune systems, and possibly lower levels of inflammation even. The opposite is also true. A 2010 meta-analysis by Holt, Lundstad, Smith and Layton combined data on more than 308,000 people across 148 studies and showed a strong connection between social relationships and lifespan. The size of the effect rivaled that of better health-related or better known health-related behaviours such as stopping smoking and exercising. Latterly, a 2015 analysis by Holt, Lundstad and colleagues compiled data on more than 3.4 million people across 70 studies and shows that the absence of social connections carried the same health risk as smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. Loneliness led to worse outcomes than obesity. The findings held true for all ages. In 2018, Theresa May in the UK went as far as to appoint a national minister for loneliness, here in the UK. Today I'm focusing more specifically on friendship because it offers up so much benefit. How can we cultivate more stronger relationships, And it's a two-way street. You can't expect to make a good friend without being a good friend. Being a good friend isn't always easy. I certainly don't find it easy. It takes time to nurture friendships, but they're worth every ounce of effort. As the years pass, some people will stay by your side, and many won't. And you'll realise that each friendship you keep and develop can be, and usually is, priceless. It's different for every person, to be a good friend and to deepen a friendship to make it last. But I wanted to share some strategies that you can follow to be a good friend and enrich your own life at the same time. You don't want to make a promise that you can't keep. Or at least, don't make a habit of doing so. Do not break any such promise, as that's going to hurt your friend. It might even break your friendship. There's a well-known saying that I love and that I've learned a great deal from that has a lot of truth in it. Don't promise when you are happy, don't reply when you are angry, and don't decide when you are sad. Being dependable is one of the most important aspects of being a good friend. Your friend's going to need you for support, especially in difficult times. Nobody likes a fake, nobody wants one for a close friend. It's hard to rely on a person who doesn't behave in a consistent and trustworthy way. Your friends should always feel like they can count on you, even when the going gets tough. If you're only there for the fun times, you'll be no more than a fair weather friend. If you make a mistake, apologize. Say sorry. If you want your friends to believe you, then you can't act like you are flawless. This is true in many areas of life. But if you know that you're responsible for a mistake, own up to it instead of being in denial. When you apologize, you've got to mean it. But let your friends hear the sincerity in your voice instead of thinking that you really, don't care how they feel. Marcel Proust said, "Let us be grateful for the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom." I love that. And you want to be honest with yourself too. If you want to become a better friend and have other people trust you, then you've got to be honest about your feelings, your friends' actions, and about how you feel about your friendship. Being honest is different from being so blunt that you're hurting your friends. If you think your friend has a drinking problem, for example, then you owe it to your friend to start a conversation about it. But if you think, your friend looks kind of weird in her new dress, you might want to keep your mouth shut. It depends how resilient you believe your friend to be, how useful it's going to be in that context. Connect with people whom you value on a deep level if you want to have sustainable long-term friendships. Invest in people that you can and want to be around yourself. And more importantly, invest in yourself. If your behavior lacks sincerity, your friendship's not going to last. Likewise, you don't want to take advantage of someone's kindness. If one of your friends suspects that you are taking advantage of them, then they're going to drop you like a hot potato. If you're trying to be friends with a person just to be accepted into a certain clique, for example, then that's not friendship. It's opportunism. And eventually, the shallow nature of your involvement will reveal itself. If you have a reputation for using people, then new people are not going to be too excited about developing a meaningful friendship with you. Friendship's about give and take. If your friend does something for you, you want to be thinking about ways that you can do something for that friend in return. And that kind of leads on to being a loyal friend. If your friend tells you something in confidence, keep it. Keep it secret. Don't talk with other people about it. Just as you'd expect your friend to do for you, don't discuss your friend behind his or her back. Don't spread rumors about the confidences they've imparted to you. Don't gossip. One of the worst things. Part of being loyal is understanding the importance of long-lasting, stable friendship. Don't throw all that away just to spend your time hanging out with, a new boyfriend or girlfriend or a cool new person you just met. If you've got a reputation for being a blabbermouth or a gossip, then your friends are quickly going to find out. They're going to be hesitant to reveal anything personal to you in the future, or even spend much time with you at all. Don't let others say bad things about your friend either. Until you've had your chance to hear your friend's side of the story, treat comments that are not supportive as hearsay or as rumors. Defriend your friends when they're not around. Sometimes your friend will say things perhaps that you find boring or that you're uncomfortable with or even annoying. And if you have respect for that person, you'll give them the space to speak and to do so without judgment. Suspend judgment. During times we don't see eye to eye with that friend, you disagree respectfully and be willing to see things differently if need be or if pertinent. And this is showing respect for your friends by being openly and mutually supportive. You do favors for them just out of the goodness of your heart, not because you want something in return. There's a difference between being selfless at the right time and letting people walk all over you. If you feel like you're always helping your friends and you're getting nothing back, then you may have a problem. But likewise, you don't, as I said earlier, you don't want to abuse generosity or wear out your welcome. When your friend does something nice for you, reciprocate if and when it's appropriate. Pay back money that you borrow promptly. Go home when it seems like the time is right. Mark Twain said, keep away from those who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you believe that you too can become great. Be a good listener as well. If you're just waiting for your friend to finish talking so you can say what you want to say, it'll be obvious right away. Don't interrupt your friends when they're speaking. It's a sign of disrespect. Listen to their problems. Listen to their fears, their dreams, their joys. This way, it'll be easier to have a thriving friendship. Help your friends deal with their struggles. Find out how you can be there for that friend, when they need you the most. Don't assume that they'll take care of themselves alone. As I said in my previous video, if you see a problem, speak up, no matter how awkward you may feel. Let your friend know that you're going to be there during this tough time. And that may make them feel a little bit more confident, help them with that struggle. If all your friend wants to do about the problem is to talk, that's fine at first, but you should help your friend to find some practical solutions to the problems too. Help them to make good decisions or make their own choices. Edward Detchi, a psychology professor at the University of Rochester, found that supporting a friend's autonomy, that is, making him or her feel as if he can make his own choices, creates a better relationship and may even improve his mental health. In one study, researchers found that the more satisfied the partner was and with the friendship, and the higher self-esteem that the person had as a result. Treating a friend as if he's got his act together could actually help him get there, so boosting their self-esteem, making them feel like they're together, and so on. And I've mentioned it a few times, helping your friends in times of crisis. If your friend's admitted to the hospital, the most valuable support you can provide is just being there to talk and listen. You don't have to say anything if nothing seems right. We stay calm, we be reassuring, and provide them with the emotional strength that's needed to overcome the crisis. Having a friend standing by can actually blunt the body's stress response during tough experiences. At least according to a study by William Bukowski, who's a psychologist at Concordia University. Him and his colleagues also found that cortisol levels, stress hormone, cortisol levels were significantly lower in children who said that a close friend was with them during a negative event, such as getting in trouble with a teacher. And Bukowski said, our bodies recognize that they don't have to respond so much to danger if someone's there to help. I love that. I love that this is our I'll be there for you notion. Give considered advice, thoughtful advice. Find time to give kind, thoughtful advice. In some cases, we can use a little tough love, as I've mentioned previously, to keep people out of dangerous situations. But when you give someone real emotional advice, consider choosing your words carefully. You don't want to lecture or overwhelm a friend or nag them. You tell them how you perceive the situation. Using factual information, perhaps suggest what you might do in the same circumstances. Allowing one another the time to hang with or be with other friends as well gives you both, breathing space and stimulus. Allows you to come together with, a fresh appreciation of each other. There's a lovely quote. I don't need a friend who changes when I change and who nods when I nod. My shadow does that much better. And that's Plutarch. Share secrets. A true friend is someone that can trust, you can trust, who has your back, who keeps your secrets in a treasure box and swallows the key, If someone tells you a secret and tells you it's to be kept between only the two of you, telling it to a third person is a break of that promise. It's a violation of trust. When you tell your friends something sensitive, it's going to make them feel like you trust and value them too. But that's not the only reason that it brings you closer. It also makes your friend feel and value each other more, and that's according to Peter Pescadoli, the psychology lecturer at Harvard University, done extensive research on the alliance theory of friendship. You want to learn to forgive. If you're angry at your friend but you haven't told him or her why, you'll never be able to forgive them if you don't talk about it. The more you're with one another, the less you idealize one another, and the more you accept one another for who you really are. That's what being a good friend is really about, caring deeply for each other, even if you're both full of flaws. Honest communication, it's a basic foundation in friendship. If you and your friend can't talk to each other freely, then you're set up for a difficult and possibly doomed relationship. You don't have to spend, a lot of time and money to be a good friend. The best gifts are often handmade and come from the heart. A phone call can mean as much as a visit, on occasions. Be that friend. That is, be the person that's massively valued by others. Be the friend that your friends love deeply. And, and then start working on this today. And your friends will benefit greatly in a wide variety of ways, and so will you. That's it for today. Do subscribe to this channel. Get notifications of all the latest videos as they happen. Do go visit my college website for details of our upcoming classroom-based and courses, and all of our online courses too, on subjects around hypnotherapy, self-hypnosis in particular. I send you my very best wishes. Goodbye for now.